There's a law called Gall's law that basically says like a complex system must emerge from a simpler system, right? You can't just sort of like birth a complex system and have it work. Like it start as simple as possible and only add layers of complexity when you're really kind of like feeling the pinch, right? So for those organizations that are in the early stages, having a reusable Figma component library, having a reusable sort of code library, even if it's like co-located in your product's code base or whatever, like that's totally fine. That might be all you need there. But as you start growing and you're like, oh yeah, we now have like our marketing website and our main software product. It's like, okay, maybe you need to sort of split that out into its own repo that then sort of powers those and feeds those. So you could kind of see this evolution happen where the sort of infrastructure, as well as the sort of formality, the documentation, those assets need to become more fleshed out, more rigorous, and more robust the bigger the surface area is. But don't start there. Make yourself a reusable component library. Even if you're not calling it a design system, even if it's just like, oh yeah, like here's our little component sandbox or whatever it is, like have that.
Yeah.
Build with reuse, design with reuse. As you're designing something, cultivate a mentality of like, how might this be used somewhere else? And the more you internalize that mentality, the better off you will be, because you'll save yourself future rework. It's not like a whole hell of a lot extra production effort. It's just this like extra kind of like mental, how might this be reused somewhere else?
I love the point that you don't even have to call it a design system. Because I think for a lot of, especially early stage teams, there's almost this connotation with the phrase design systems that implies it's robust, it's comprehensive. And it's like, no, it doesn't actually have to be. And like even thinking about your layer cakes, like that bottom layer, it's really obvious. And it exists in like 99% of products. The chances are you're probably going to have a button set with different sizes and inputs with different sizes, and you'll want them to relate. Right. And the chances that those exist outside of a spectrum of like 40 to 56 pixels tall are pretty small. You know, like you can start with a very simple reusable system. So I do think that's a good way of looking at it.
Yep, 100%.